think I'm here. Hello, hello. I was getting things loaded. My computer just kept giving me that please loading wait circle, you know, that thing that goes round and round and round. It's really annoying. All right, I'm scooting this up just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to move the camera and try to get it straight. There we go. Y'all go for a ride? Hey, Austin. Hey, Norella. Hey, Kylie. So glad you're here. I'm getting things loaded up here. And I just want to say thanks for being here. I'm going to paste a couple things. That's how you can connect with me on Patreon. I started using Patreon due to Norella, of all people. She kind of said I should do something. So I said, okay, I'll do that. And so I've already got 4 people that are following Patreon. That's awesome. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Gina. So glad to have y'all here. What have y'all been doing? Did y'all have a great weekend? I am been busy. I'm working on a subscription box. Norella's been helping me with the subscription box. So she's doing the graphics. And I've been cutting stencils. And I'm working on the rainbow junk journal. I've made part of the cover. I've made some fabric franken pages. So I am working on that as well. And then getting ready for today. I had to run to Hobby Lobby to go get a few things. So yeah, I've been staying busy. Yeah, it's exciting, Norella, that we're putting it together and it's coming together. And for those of you that don't know, I'm going to be offering a subscription box, and it will have the base box will have a ready-made journal. I'm getting some paper ready while I'm talking to y'all. And it will have a exclusive stencil. The ready-made journal is exclusive to the kit. You can't get that journal anywhere else but in the kit. You'll have exclusive Tattered Angel colors. There's also going to be a junk pack and then a couple other things. It's going to be valued probably close to almost $40, and it's going to run $24.99. Yes, I had to run to Hobby Lobby, and here's why. I didn't have a 2-inch brayer. I had a 4-inch, but I didn't have a 2-inch, and I want to try some techniques using a different size brayer. And then I've got a book here that I'm just ripping the pages out of because, you know, it's cheap to print on these pages when you've got a book. So I'm just ripping the pages out, getting that ready. How's everybody else doing? Hey, let's see. I saw Carrie, and I want to have a big shout out to Carrie. This is an 8x10 gel press, and I had mentioned in last week that I had the 5x7. That's what's over here, and that I wanted the bigger press, but I didn't have it yet. And she sent one to me. And that, I mean, come on, Carrie, that's fabulous. Thank you so much for doing that. So I have my 8x10, a 5x7, and then I have an old gel. This is a 5x5. It's like a student size or something. And I've got it laying out there. So for those of you that don't know, a gel press is a gel product that they have been in business for a really long time. Let me get their paperwork out. So they've been around for a really long time, and it's by Gel Press. It's a great product. I got to do a workshop with them in Creativation in January, so I got to really see what the products were like. When you get your gel press, it comes in this clamshell, and it comes with 2 pieces of acetate. Save all of these. When you're not using your gel press, you store it back in the little case. So I just wanted you to know that. In case you don't have one yet, but you plan to get one, you'll want to make sure you keep the box. Carrie is awesome. Everybody say Carrie is an awesome lady. Who else has got their gel paint out and is going to play along today? And while you're at it, if you have a YouTube channel, go ahead and say, I have a YouTube channel. I have been watching a couple of gel press videos. Shel C, S-H-E-L, and the letter C is an artist that's a friend of mine, and I got to spend some time with her in January. And she has lots and lots of tutorials on using the gel press. So I am no expert in the gel press. I just have a little bit of experience, okay? So Robin's going to watch. Oh, Carrie, you got the 8x10 too. Cool, cool. So you'll be able to make some of these great prints as well. So let's see here. I've got some paper. I've got some, just some standard copy paper. So I'm just using just multi-purpose, cheap copy paper. When my husband and I owned our insurance agency, we would buy paper by the box. And that's basically what I've done here is I've just used one of those. I've got things like bubble wrap laid out here. I even went through and picked up some things around the house, like this had candy in it. And so I thought that might make a neat texture. Kylie says she's just watching today. Oh, and I had some spools of thread. I thought those would make some neat texture. So we've got a lot of neat things here. So let's get started. So let's see. While I was at, oh, yeah, I'll just do that. I'm trying to decide what to show you first. While I was at Hobby Lobby today, they had the craft paint for 30% off, just cheap craft paint. Shel C, it lives in Arizona. When you watch her videos, she'll be using an artist grade paint. So I'll show you the artist grade. So she uses this because out in Arizona, it's really dry there. And she says that for her climate, if she uses the craft paint, it dries too fast. So if you're in a climate that dries really fast, you may want the craft paint. But if you're pretty wet, good humidity, you may want to use the craft paint. Hey, Tammy, so glad to see you here. So I've got out the gel presses, and I'm going to try a technique that I saw Shel C do. And she took some masking tape. Sorry, it's noisy. She took some masking tape and put it on her gel press. Just smoothed it out. I'm not being perfectly straight with it. I'm just putting it down. Hey, Jean. Jean made her own. Found the instructions on making her own gel press. I made a gel press too, and I didn't have good results. So I ended up throwing that away and doing something and buying one. All right, so I'm basically making a mask on my gel press by using tape. Hey, Lori. Hey, Regina. So glad to have y'all here. I think one more piece of tape. What do y'all think? I don't know. I saw this technique that she did. That's not big enough. I'll save it for later. I saw this technique that Shel C shared, and I thought, well, that's really cool. I want to try this. So, masking tape down, okay? And then I've got a couple of colors of paint. And the reason why I have my other plates here is I'm going to use those as a palette to paint on my big one, okay? Good. I'm glad yours turned out. Mine did not. I was not happy when I made mine. So I've just got some blue here. I'm going to get a teal. And that's way more paint than I need. And since I got this color here, I'm going to make sure you get the crusty bits off because you don't want those on your gel press. They make a mess. And then I bought a 2-inch brayer. while I was at Hobby Lobby. And I'm already starting to get too much stuff on my desk. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here and add some paint in a couple of these spots. Just kind of being random about it. And while I'm at it, I'm kind of blending out on the mat here. I can't get my words out, y'all. I'm trying to get a scrap piece of paper so I can roll my brayer off. And then we'll put in some color here. And that's way more color than I need. Oh, I didn't mean to put two together. Oh, well. We're just going to play. That's it. All right, so I've got a green now that I'm putting on my brayer, and it's really juicy. So we're going to fill in just a little bit here and there. All right, what do you think? And that's just goofing off, all right? So now I'm gonna get some bubble wrap. Let's put some bubble wrap across this and just kind of kiss it to it and pick it up. So we're just getting a very mild texture there, okay? Hey, Gloria. Hey, Susan. Let's see, we got Marina. So glad to have y'all here. So basically, I just kind of picked it up just a little bit. And yeah, we'll go ahead and see if I can get a print. So I'm just putting plain copy paper down. And then on this one, I'm putting a piece of book page down. Part of the gel press is experimenting, trying things, see how they work. And then as you play and learn a little bit about how it works, I got way too much paint. So this artist paint is way too wet, but this made some neat texture. So basically it's just playing, you know, just trying new things out. So let's see what happens here. What do you think? That's kind of interesting. Just some interesting texture, don't you think? All right, so now I got to figure out where I want to stack all these papers. That's kind of cool, isn't it? All right, so this paint down here is really, really wet. So I'm going to smooth it out a little bit and run it over the whole thing. Oops, my whole thing moved. I forgot to find some shelf liner so that I could put it underneath my work surface. And I'm not going to clean my plate off. I'm just going to add a little more color here and there. I got a purple. Let's do a purple. Let's put some more texture on here. So I'm going to use this candy thing on this piece and see how that looks. So I'm just pressing it into the paint and then letting it pick up. We'll do it again on this side. So it'll be some interesting texture. And now I'm going to put it just kind of leaving paint here and there wherever it decides to go. Let's see what this looks like. As Austin says, in my couple of weeks with my gel plate, I've learned there's nothing I can do to get the results I intended. You got to have space when you're gel press printing. I may, the next time I do one of these live streams, is go up to my office, the embroidery shop studio, I guess is what I should call it, and print there. Oh, I love this, y'all, because I'll have more space. What do you think of that? And the color, I don't even think the color is the same on your screen as it is on mine, but I just love that color. Isn't that neat? And I am saving my prints. I am going and scanning them in so that we can make some digital stuff out of it. Isn't that cool? All right, so gotta have flat surfaces to put things on. Gotta have flat surfaces. All right, so I think I need to add some more color here. So I was looking for, I've got a lavender. Oh, we need a pink, don't we? I've got a purple here. That purple might look good. Have you found that when you're playing with your gel press that you just get out all kinds of different colors and you just have fun with it? Yeah, the book pages are fun, Norella. I like using them. It kind of gives a different effect. All right, so I put a little bit of, I got a pink up here, so I'm going to smooth this out. And I'm using way too much paint. So let's put some here. So this is going to get a different effect too, I think, because we're mixing it with the other colors underneath. Put some here. So whatever color you want to see on top, that's the first color you're going to want to put on your gel press. And I will explain that again here in just a moment. So basically I'm just smoothing those out, and I want to do some more texture again. So I'm going to do the bubble wrap. I like that I got this piece that it's long enough that I can do both presses at the same time. Lift those. Oh, and I even got some transfer. It may not come up when we pick it up, but we can try. I'll use the diamond stamp. I will. And I have talked to the owner of that stamp company. She is out of town. She had a death in her family, and he lived in Kansas, and they live in Oklahoma. And so they've been up there for a couple of weeks. And when she gets back to town, we're going to sit down, and I will have stamps, the ones that I show that I say, these are one of hers, I will be putting in my shop. Okay, so the key to getting a good transfer is rubbing this paper really well so that you get that paint stuck into it. Kind of let it set for a moment. And then peel it away. What do you think? Isn't that kind of cool? Kind of different, huh? All right, so let's do, let me get, I'm running out of space here. Here we go. Let's peel this one off. Ooh, that one's cool with the different color that was behind it. It's got some neat texture. So this is a gel press, and this is a gel press, and this one has masking tape on top. Did that answer your question, Tammy? I hope. I've got two gel presses. Basically what I'm doing is I'm using this as my palette to get my paint smooth instead of just squirting paint directly on here. All right, so I think, should I do any more with the tape? Let's try one more with the tape. Let's do, I'm going to do a really crazy green. This is like a zombie green. So we'll just put a little green right there. And I want to do the blue again. So we'll put a little blue right there. And let's put this purple on here. And this is a metallic purple. You got to learn about all the crusty bits. When you leave things on your press, they get crusty. So let's put some green here. Let's put some green there. Let's put one there. And let's put one right there. And then we're going to smooth out the blue. So I'm just going in here and adding some colors here and there. Now let's do this purple. It's very wet. I shouldn't put so much glue or paint down. I'm getting a little carried away. Okay, so Austin wanted me to use the diamond stamp. So I'm going to go across here and just kind of stamp in a few places. And I'm transferring color that may or may not come up, but it should give us some interesting texture. Okay. So when you're done with your stamp, I need to move some paint. You'll want to clean it off. So I've got a little tray of water over here and a towel. And basically I'm dipping it in the water and then just rubbing it off onto the towel. So to clean the crusties off, Carrie, what you do is you want to wait till everything's dry and then put a nice coat of one kind of paint that's pretty generous, and then push your paper onto it and let it sit for a long time. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm letting this paint dry. That's okay if it dries. So I'm going to let that dry for a moment, and I'm going to pick up this one over here. And I'll show you what I mean by picking up those crusty bits. Yeah, Henry knew all about crusty bits because of Shell C. When we were in Creativation, I had a hotel room with a suite that had a dining room table in it. And Shell C would be like, "Ooh, crusty bits! Hashtag crusty bits." She is a lot of fun to watch. All right, so we're going to pick this one up. So this one's going to have crusty bits on it. Isn't that interesting with the mixing of the colors there? So I'm going to let that dry for a moment. And while I do, I'm going to peel up the tape. Because I'm over it now. I've done it. Do y'all do that? Do y'all try a technique and then once you're done with it, you just move on and you don't revisit it again? Unless it was just spectacular, right? It is almost Mardi Gras-like. I agree. All right, so this is almost dry. I'm trying to get it a little bit drier. And you don't want to use your heat tool on this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pick up the crusty bits over here. So I'm getting out just white acrylic craft paint. And we're going to squeeze some of that out. I'm going to use my bigger brayer. Okay. I don't know why this happens to me, but I run out of space. It's crazy. Crazy, I tell you. Crazy. All right, so let's see what this looks like. I'm just going to put this on here. I'm going to let it set. So I'm making sure that this is really on here. I'm even using my brayer, okay? All right, so this is pretty much dry, I think. So I'm going to put a little bit of this white paint on here. And I'm going to use my big brayer and go in here and fill this back. So the white is going to become the background. Do y'all understand that? The last thing you put on becomes your background. So now I've got a piece of copy paper, and so I'm going to put that down. So Jean is asking any suggestions for the white edges. What a lot of gel press people will do is they will print on those edges. Instead of putting the piece of paper fully on like I did, we would put half of it on and print it and then do the other side. So that got almost all of it. So that's most of the crusty bits that were on there. There's a little bit left, but I'm okay with it being on there. What do you think? You like that? So let's see. Let's see if we get a lot of this up. We're going to get quite a bit. I can get another print out of this. What do you think? So that kind of gave it a real muted background. I can get in the camera scape. Yeah, so Kylie says she just fills up the plate and then use it for the edges. So she would go back in and just dip the edges back on there. I really like that one. I like the way that one turned out. Do you like that? I'm looking at the computer screen and it's backwards for me as the streamer. And so I'm like, which way do I go? Let's see. What do we want to put on here? I'm going to do, let's do some lavender. I don't know. These are my colors that I want to play with today. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. Don't set your brayer down on the roller. You want to turn it over. That's why this is flat, so it can rest right side up, because it will stick to your papers or a surface or wherever, and then you'll end up with a line on your brayer. All right, so I'm just putting a little bit of color on here. And I think, let's go with some pink. Adding some pink. I always put way too much on the little palette. I kind of like the way this is looking with it blending together. So this is going to be the background that you see. Let's. Oh, I know what kind of texture I want to use. I have some corrugated cardboard. So I'm going to put that on here. And lift that off. So we're going to get some neat texture there. I'm going to do the same over here. Like I said, I'm running out of space. Lori, that's a good tip. Lori says she uses her hair dryer on just air, not with the heat on. And that helps dry her gel press a little bit. So I'm just going to put copy paper on the big one and text paper. Let's see how this looks. Oh, Laura, you warbled your plate. Oh, I think this is going to be cool. Let's see how it turns out. You can also use baby wipes to clean your gel press. So if you get to the point that you're just over the colors that you're using, you can get it out. Hey, Polly. Yes, so I'm going to be using stencils next. Norella with Calico Collage asked, can we use stencils? Ooh, I like that. Even with the crusty bit in there. Isn't that kind of cool with that texture? We got to use more than that, huh? So let's see how the copy paper looks. Cool. Look at that. It's kind of psychedelic. I'll try not to move it too much. And that little pop of color of the crusty bits in there. Isn't that cool? Yeah, exactly, Kylie. Isn't that cool? All right, so I'm not even going to clean my gel press. I'm just going to leave it like it is. And we're going to put some stencils on here. Let's see. I got a couple of, I'll have this stencil that I can use over here. So I'm going to put, this a bunch of circles. And then if y'all know me, you know that I make stencils. So I'm going to get this one because I think that would be cool on here. This is one of my prototypes, but it's now in my shop. Whenever I do a stencil for myself, I don't make, if it flubs up in my machine, I just keep it. I don't remake it because it's for me and I don't care if it has imperfections in it. Yes, clear hand sanitizer also works for cleaning your gel press off. That's a good tip as well. So what color do we want now, ladies and gentlemen? What color, what color, what color? I've done some, I kind of like the way the brights are coming out with that green and that blue together. Okay, Mia, I'm so glad you're able to watch. Turquoise, teal, gold, and pink. Teal, gold, and pink, Norella says. So let me see here. I've got a tealy color. Right? Can you see that? I've got a pink. So let's find a gold. Somebody wants me to do peachy green or yellow. I may do a yellow because I think my gold paint is really old, but let me see. Oh no, it doesn't look too bad. All right, so we're gonna put I'm trying to get a system here where I put the paints back into the paint container so that they're not all over my desk. Oh dear. Messy desk, messy desk. You know, and I showed y'all my paint container. I'll show it to you again. This is just one bin of paint. I have more. All right, so I've got a gold, a metallic gold. So let's see what we can do here. So I think, let's do gold on the top. So I'm going to put some gold there. And I'm going to use my 2-inch brayer. And this is going to be a lot of paint because I always put too much. By the way, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. And check out my links to my other social media connectors, like my Facebook groups. And I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. So if you have other social media connectors you like, I'm probably on those as well. Okay, this is coming out really cool. Okay. I'm getting a dribble of paint there. Inky, painty fingers. Oh, dear. Okay, so I think we're going to need some texture on the little plate. So I'm going to grab... So we're going to do texture on top of the stencil. Oh, let's do it over here too. You like those colors? That was a pink and a teal and a gold together. Okay, so let's just see what happens if I do this. And let's put a piece over here. You could let it dry as well. So that's what it looks like with the stencil. What do you think? And then all that texture. I want to do that again on here. We're going to do it again, y'all. So here it is on the circle one. You see that? All right, so now I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the stencil off for a moment because I want to get some crusty bits. And let's do I want a light color, so I'm going to do the lavender again. And we're going to coat top part here. Let's see how this looks with that other color in there. And I still like this green. I don't know why, but this green always comes out so cool. I have to remember to look up at the chat. Y'all chatting away? Okay. Making a mess, making a mess, making a mess. All right, I'm going to let that one set because I'm going to do some white on top of it. But this one I'm going to try to clean up just a little bit. You can also do black. Black is kind of cool too. I was watching some of what Chelsea was doing. Oh yeah, the violet flower. Very good, Robin. That's a good idea. And the green would also go with a peachy color. I have too much paint on there. But you can kind of see what that, you can still see where the stencil was because it made kind of an impression. Yes, that's what I'm getting ready to do too. So I just picked up my piece and moved it over to pick up some of the paint that was on the edges. So that's what we were talking about earlier, is you can just move it over. All right, I think that's dry enough that I want some white. Do a little bit more. Ooh, that's a lot. Don't get so carried away. I'll go ahead and do this. All righty. I'm running out of room again, y'all. All right, so we're going to put some just copy paper on this and see how that comes out. So we have white paint over here. So now I'm going to take this stencil and lay it on top of the white paint, okay? And then I'm going to get, I've got, oh, this is kind of cool. I have a stamp here, and I'm just going to press it in across the whole thing, and that's going to lift paint off, okay? So we got, so you don't even have to use the block with this. And because it doesn't have wood, I can just dunk it in the water, but I may want to use it again. All right, so this is setting for a moment. And let's see what pulls up off of that. Hey, Philique. So good to see you here. Yeah, I need to get out some black paper. I think I even have some text weight. Oh, this is going to have crusty bits. Oh, neat. Do you see all that color and texture? Isn't that cool? I like it. I like it a lot. All righty. So let's see what happened over here. So we got a little bit of a lavenderish color that came with a little bit of texture. Okay, so then let's see here. Okay, I think what I want to do is I want to put some color on this one and then put the stencil on top. So I think we want a dark color to be in the very foreground. So let's do purple. And I'm going to do purple over here as well. Oh, no, Mia, I totally forgot about printing those papers. If you're in my group by Linda Israel, Mia shared some papers that she made digitally of different backgrounds and is offering them for us in the group. So do feel free to pop over to by Linda Israel. And when you say how you found out about it, mention the group. All right, I'm going to put some teal here. This was going to be interesting, I think. What do you think? I think I'm going to add a little bit more color on here. You know, the one paper that someone said to not use was coated paper, like a glossy paper with the gel press, because it will stick to the press. So that's why you may not want to use that, because it could stick. I think what I'm going to do now, oh, let's do that. Yeah, so I'm going to do this. Pick up some of that. It's wet. I don't, someone asked if you thought it was too cutesy to use the gel press. I think a lot of that has to depend upon what colors you use. If you're a person that uses cutesy colors, then yeah, it could be cutesy. It could be very artistic. I love the bright colors. I love the ability to be able to make bright colors on the gel press that I may not have been able to make otherwise. Isn't that cool how this little, the little gel press is kind of cool, isn't it, Norella? I love that the different things that it can do. We think just adding cool colors. Crusty bits. So that is on top of the stencil. So I'm going to add some more color with the stencil on and then remove the stencil. And I want to add some more color over here. So I'm going to put some teal. Right down the middle. And then I want, where'd the paint go? You like the texture, Henry, that I get with the gel press? It is really interesting. Henry is my husband. If y'all are watching and you're like, who's this dude? That's my husband. And I am so blessed to have him because he allows me to play in my art world while he goes and makes the money. All right, so that looks kind of cool. I think what I want to do is I want to add a little more texture. The bubble wrap has become my favorite. I don't know why. Okay, so now I'm going to lift off this stencil. Okay, and then I'm going to lift off this stencil. And let's see if we get a print. I may need to let this one dry. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just let that one dry. I saw Gloria here in the chat. She may be doing other things, or she may be having computer problems or stuff. I know the bubble wrap's kind of fun, Norella. I don't know why. And I love this Moroccan stencil that I've made. And I think I'm going to love this. I think I'm going to back it with white. I think. Oh, cool. So because I had the stencil with white, and I put the stencil down, and then I colored all around it, and then I lifted up the stencil, that looked out really cool. Yes, I have used scrapbook pattern paper. You can just put as many coats as you want to cover it up or change the look of it. All right, so this probably is dry enough. And then this is going to give another print. So we're going to add crusty bit of paint on here. We're going to add some white. I got too many things going, y'all. Okay. So I really want this to pick up. So I'm picking up my brayer and rolling it. Sometimes it won't roll that well. And so I try to pick it up and get it started again at a kind of a running start. All right, so I think, all right, that's covered. Work fast, work fast. Okay, I'm going to put this one over here. Bye, Norella. Thanks for coming. Have a good dinner. See, Gloria said she's here. She was having phone issues. I'm going to put the white on here. Some of these techniques you can also do just by getting a piece of acetate and just painting on the acetate. My whole thing keeps sliding. All right, why are you not focusing? Come on. Focus. You were working just fine, and then you decided you didn't want to focus anymore. See you later, Susan. Okay. All right, why aren't you focusing? Focus. There we go. There we go. I had to get a darker color in there. All right, let's see how this one's coming out. Oh, too cool. What do you think of that? So because I did purple first and then put the stencil on top of the purple, then I added colors on top of the stencil, then removed the stencil and let it dry for a moment, and then I put white paint. Isn't that cool? I like it. I like it a lot. I'm piling up the prints. So this one, I added white. We added the bubble texture. And this had the circles in the background. So that was kind of cool. It's not super prominent, but it's kind of cool. Hey, Safia, so good to see you here. All right, so what color? I really like this one, how that one turned out earlier. All right, so let's see. We've got a mess going on here. What colors do you want to see now? As I dig around in the colors. Dig around, dig around, dig around. I think I'm going to do some blues. I know I bought, here it is. I got a couple of new blues. Orange, you want me to do, how about orange and blue, Austin? Let's see how that looks. We'll kind of do a blue and an orange. These are almost thunder colors. I'm all off kilter again. Why is that? Okay. So I'm just adding some blue across here. I've decided not to go straight like I did on this one. Okay. So now let's add the orange in. It's going to be subtle because I'm not putting it on super thick. Okay, I'll clean my brayer off again. Oh, let's use this again. Oh wait, I'll use this one. This one is a different candy container. And I just thought it was interesting. So it kind of has the look of like domino dots. I don't know. What do you think? Just little dots here and there. And then what do you think we should put let's put a stencil on top of this big one. And since we're doing dots on dots, I'm going to put this stencil on. Okay. And over here, I think I'm going to put this stencil on. Okay. I have got a big mess going on. Teal and black. Yeah, that would be a good one. And a yellow and pink would also be good, Austin. I like that. I may do those next. All right, so that's sitting on there. I want to pick up some of that in between the stencil. So I'm going to put a piece of paper and really rub and try to get down where the stencil is, the holes are. And over here, I want to pick up some of those colors. Okay. So we have orange and blue on here. Should I go with yellow with the orange and blue? I think that's what I might do. So we kind of get this neat dot effect that's really distressed looking. What do you think of that? That's kind of cool. So let's see what happens over here. Oh, wow, look at that. The ombre kind of changing the color into the next. That's kind of neat too. Alrighty, so I think now I want to add some more color. What color, what color, what color? I don't know. What color will go with the orange and the blue? I think I'm going to go with teal. It may be weird, but I think that's what it needs, is the teal. And I put it on really wet on the little one. Okay, so now I'm going to lift the stencil, all right? And I'm going to lift the stencil over here. And then I'm going to lay, I think I want it to dry. That's the dilemma sometimes, is getting it to the point where you want it. And if you're impatient, it may take a little bit longer. I think I'm liking the solid circles here. What are y'all thinking? Do you like it? Are y'all still with me? Okay, we're going to do yellow and pink here in a moment, I think. Dry! See, I can't use the heavy body paint because it doesn't dry, and the craft paint, in my opinion, works so much better. Yeah, you'll want to see this, Tanya. It's a lot of fun. So now I think I'm going to do, I really think I want to do pink. It's going to be wild. Y'all are going to be like, no, don't do that. I think that's what I want to do. It's going to be weird, I think. This is not dry yet, so we're going to clean off the brayer. All right, let's pull this one. Let's see what happens with those circles and texture and whatnot. You were thinking pink, Kylie? We think alike. We think alike. You know, Austin wants to know, while we're waiting here, how do you seal distress inks? I don't. It's just part of it. It's just like Tattered Angels. You're going to get a transfer of the micas on your hands. If you don't ever want that to happen, you don't want anything to transfer, then you'll want to use a fixative, a sealant. It's called well, I have a couple. I've used, oh, here it is. I'm getting that behind me. So I've got workable fixative, and so this means you can still work it. This one is just a clear acrylic sealer. Ew, what's that? And then I've also used a matte finish Krylon. The matte, because you don't want it shiny, and you want to make sure you leave it to dry so nothing gets sticky. Okay? Does that answer your question? I think this is about ready to pull if I didn't leave it on there too long. Let's see. Let's see the magic. What are you going to do? Okay, that's wild. You can see a little bit of the hint of the orange up here. The teal didn't really come out teal. It's a little bit darker. What do you think of that? I like the different colors together. All right, we may have to do something like that again. Isn't that cool? I love it. Okay, so let's see if this one, it's still shiny. So I know it's not dry yet, but maybe if I work quick, okay, we can not smear our design underneath. And so the reason I'm putting the white paint on now is I want to lift all of the colors at once, and the white will kind of help back where the stencil was. So now I'm going to put this on here. I'm cleaning my stencil and pressing it at the same time. You're welcome, Austin. You're welcome. Any other questions y'all have? I mean, if I know the answer, I'll answer it. If you haven't shared this video, please do. Maybe some of your friends might like this too. All right. I kind of like the way the back turned out too. Ooh, now that's interesting. Look at all that. Where the orange was, it almost has a metallic look to it. That's really cool. All right, I think I need to put some more paint on here. We need more paint, y'all. Oh, dear. I'm stuck on this teal and pink. I don't know why. I just like it. It's really pretty. I like the way it works together. All righty. I'm trying to clean off this plate, and we'll get out some yellow and play with that. How's that sound, y'all? All right, I think I want to do this one more time. Kind of gives a texture. Let's see if we can clean this whole plate off. So let's see. I wish I could, and maybe that's what I'll do next time, have some music. And I've thought about this before. I think what I might do is put on my headphones, because it's not like I have to listen for you guys to talk to me. And then if there's a song I like, I may end up singing it, right? Hopefully it won't be like last week when we were talking about Fuzzy Wuzzy. Does anybody remember that? So I plan on doing a little bit of some collaging with this and make some journals. Kind of like Franken pages is what I'll probably do. I like the way that one came out too. We still have paint on there. All right, so we're going to get some yellow. And I think I want the yellow on first. So I'm going to do, maybe I'll do yellow, orange, and pink. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some yellow up here. And then we'll put some pink, or excuse me, some orange. Oh, that's a lot of orange. And a little bit of pink. Okay, let me get my smaller brayer. What kind of texture should we do now? The orange. I like the orange. Oh, so Mari says that, or Mary, I think it's Mary. She says that her first journal was made with gel press pages. Had way too much orange. All right, so now I'm going to do the pink. This is going to be interesting with those three colors, don't you think? All right, so what kind of texture we want to put on there? Oh, let's try this stencil. I haven't used it yet. So I have two of these. One of them is better than the other. Oh, I must have moved it somewhere. All right, we'll use this one. Kind of go like that. And then I think some more. That'll give it a distressed look. They'll kind of distress the pieces. You'll see a little bit of the texture there. And let's do this one over here. And we're going to do the same technique. And then we're going to lift on this one because I want to really clean out the circles. Hey, Isabel, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, this is another one of my stencils, Mary, in my shop. I hope your mom's okay, Carrie. I know that Norella was talking about her mom kind of not feeling good, and this time of year, a lot of people get sick. Okay, so I put paint down first, put a stencil on top. Now I'm just kind of lifting, isn't that cool? What was in between, and I'm okay that I didn't get all of it. I may try to see if I can get some of that. Let's see. Nope, it was too dry, but that's okay. I like that. What do you think? So glad you came, Isabel. It is fun when we have people from all over the world, because pretty much art translates into any language. Oh, look at that one with the dots. Do you like me likey? I like it. Okay, so let's put a darker color behind this. Let's see. let's just see what happens when I use some black. What do y'all think? It may be a mistake. It may not. I don't do this often enough to remember what worked the best and what didn't on every time I do this. So it gets kind of hard to think about, okay, what worked and how did I do that? Unless you do it the same technique over and over and over, and then you get an idea of what works. Okay, so now I'm going to lift the stencil. So now we're going to have the black pattern there. I'm going to give that a second to kind of dry. And I think now what I want to do is I want to coat this with white to lift it. I think that's what I want to do. Is anybody playing while I'm doing this? I know Carrie said she got her plate, but I didn't know if she was playing along with us. I think this is going to look kind of different. It should be kind of cool, I hope. Hopefully I got enough paint to get it to lift. Carrie says she's playing. Kylie said hers was put away. Didn't you just move, Kylie? I think that's what I remember you saying, that you moved. I'm just rubbing this down. Give it a good rub. All right, I'm going to add some white over here. It may bleed a little bit with that black because I see some crusty areas. But I'm okay with that. It's the unpredictability that you find with this craft. Oh, no play till later, says Austin. Ah, I see what you're saying, Kylie. You had already tied it up because it's pretty late there for Kylie. It's starting to get late in the night. One night we were up late for her, and it was dinner time for me. All right, let's see what this looks like. Let's see what kind of mess we got. Oh, that's cool. What do you think? With the black behind, the pink, orange, and yellow. I like it. I think that turned out really cool. Neat, neat, neat. All right, let's see what happens over here. I put on the same shirt I had last week because I got paint all over it. Oh, we're going to be able to get a ghost print. That's interesting too. It kind of, if I did it this way, and if I were to cut this shape where it's conical at the top and comes down and wider at the bottom, would you think that looked like? What would you think? You really like that one, Mary? I do too. I think that's awesome. I think it could be a candy corn. All right, so this one still has a lot of paint on it. So let's put, I don't want to put black back on it. I think I'm going to do some more white. And I'm going to do some white over here too. And really color this in. I'm getting an instant message from somebody on Facebook. And I'm like, I'm busy right now. I can't come to your call. Oh, dear. Trying to get all the crusty bits off of this before we do the next one to see what the next one's going to be. And there's some goopies in there. Goopies. It's a good idea that you always clean the tops of your paint bottles before you put them away. I don't always do that, so that's why I have little glue paint goobers in there. All right, so we're going to just lift this, and that's going to get all those crusty bits, I hope. Really need to burnish that on there. Get this one as well. I have a bone folder here. I've moved things, so I'm still trying to get used to where I put everything. And I need to do it again already. Get stuff off my desk so I have more room. Okay, let's see how this cleans up. Oh my gosh, it's still goopy. I don't think I'm leaving it on long enough. Ooh, now that got another ghost print. Look at that. Isn't that cool too? Okay, I think I'm going to put some more on here. We're just going to keep doing this. What color do I want? It's 12 o'clock on the nose, Isabel says, in Spain. Okay. Yeah, and the ghost prints, they're really cool. Okay, I really want this one to get all those crusty bits. So this one has just an interesting background. Be a good base for something. Yeah, the ghost prints sometimes can come out really cool. Let's see what we got here. I'm still getting stuff off of this gel press plate. Still getting crusty bits. And believe it or not, I finished all of that stack of paper that I tore out at the beginning. So now I'm doing a new one. Really burnish this one. It's 3 a.m. for Safa. 3:30 a.m. is when she got on here. Oh my goodness. That is early, early morning. That's crazy. Wow. So I think I pretty much got all the color off that time. But it's interesting. I can kind of see the ghost printing of the text on here. I'm kind of curious of how that's going to turn out. She had to wake up for me. Well, thank you. I hope I'm making it worthwhile. Just playing and experimenting. All right, so we did the yellow, orange, pink bit. We did that one earlier. And I really like how that one turned out. And that one turned out so cool as well. Oh, I haven't even gotten out my stencil, my new stencils I made today. All right, we're going to get those out now. Come on, Austin. I thought you said you were my biggest fan. Austin says he couldn't get up at 3 a.m. That's just too much. Oh dear. I have gotten up at 4 a.m. years and years ago to go to Michael's to buy my very first Cricut. The little one, it was called the personal Cricut. It only did 6 inches at a time. I got there so that I could get it for $79. There was 2 of us in line that wanted that machine. And I was the first one to say, me. So I got the ticket. So then all I had to do was wander around and buy random stuff. Okay, so I'm covering up my playthings with papers. So I had kind of forgotten about that. I wanted to show you guys some new stencils. So this is a stencil that I made today, and you can't really see it yet. So what we're going to do is, what color do I want to be in the foreground? This is what color you're going to see first. So let's do, I don't know, I'm stuck on this tealy color. And let's do a little bit of blue. We'll kind of mix them together. And I have a little bit of white on my brayer. So this will be an interesting color combo, I think, anyway. Put it over here. All right, so then, okay, my stencil just disappeared. It's clear, I couldn't see it. All right, so now I'll lay that stencil on there. And let's pick up the color in the stencil design. What do you think of that? Do you like it? Do you like it? I hope you like it. I'm going to do the cardboard over here. So that is going to be where the stencil is now, okay? And then we've got a little color over here. I've cleaned my brayer off. I think now we need to do the pink. I'm just stuck on this pink, y'all. I think I want to do pink. This is going to look cool, I think. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick up the stencil and I'm going to lay it on top of the other press. And then I'm going to get some paper. Let's see how this comes up. Let's see what happens here. So we got a neat, oh, look at that texture. There's just enough paint on there. It's got some neat texture. Yes, I did make the stencil. I sell some in my shop, and I just made this one today. I don't know if it's going to become a shop stencil or not. Ooh, I like it. What do you think, y'all? Okay, I think we need to do some yellow. No, we'll do white. It's cool, isn't it, Isabel? It's just so fun to watch, to see what's going to happen next. What's going to come up? What are you going to see? And I'm going to lift this. And let's see what happens here. It is addicting. You like that one, Carrie? I think it's cool. I like my new stencil I made. I was trying to figure out something that could translate. You could spray through with Tattered Angels. You could use on the gel press. You could do the mixed media stuff that I do. The master boards. Oh, this one's cool. Look at that. What do you think of that? It just kind of mutes the text a little bit. Neat colors and textures. Coolio! Coolio! All right, you want me to keep playing? Hey, Kitty, I hope you feel better. Hey, Sharon, I didn't see you sneak in. Yeah, that little one was fun, wasn't it? All right, we got a different shade of a teal. Feel better soon. It's no fun to feel bad. I understand, you know. For years, I had chronic migraines that I thought, man, I'm never going to survive. And thankfully, we finally found a better way of living and changing my diet and whatnot. Okay, so I've got purple and this aqua color and a blue. I don't know. It may be a mess. Let's see what happens if I do something like this. So now I'm just kind of doing it abstract onto the press. I don't have any masks on there, if you will. So some of the colors will blend together a little bit. I may want to add a, but I like it. I like the way it blends. What do y'all think? Just kind of blending them together and all right, so the color that's going to be seen on the paper are the blocks that I made, right? Y'all understand that? Because the first thing I put down is what you're going to see. So now let's put, oh, I think I need to do this stencil. I think I need to do this stencil. I think the circles and the squares go together, don't y'all? Let's put some bubble wrap. This is my mop-up of my brayer. I just put that on there. Isn't that cool? So he said, Austin says, okay, you ladies are quicker than Google. Oven temp and time for coffee or tea dyed paper. I don't do coffee or tea dyed paper. I think it's 200 degrees and you have to watch it. It depends if you're putting it on a metal pan or not. And don't burn down the house. Jane, I hope you do watch the whole thing. We've just been having fun printing and putting designs on paper. Hey, Valerie. And Kylie says put the oven on high, but stand by it. Then it only takes a minute. So if you're easy to get distracted, lower temperatures. If you're going to stand right there, you can put it in, close the door, and pretty much a minute later, take it right out. And have a bowl of water nearby. Yeah, that's the key. Don't burn down the house. You're unsupervised. Okay, so I just went in there and picked up the dots on that one. It's got some neat colors to it. And then this one, I picked it up. So we got the blue and the teal into the purple. Alrighty, so we have this colors on here. I'm still loving this pink with these colors. So I want to put pink over here, and let's put some. I may need more. I don't think I have enough pink on there. It's funny, some of these paints are much wetter than the others, so you don't need very much. And then some of the paints, you put them down, and it seems like before I can put my stencil on or pick up excess color, I'm out of time. It's done. All right. So I'm going to take the stencil off of this one. I'm going to put the stencil on this one. Oh, I'm liking it. We're going to pick up color on this one. So that's going to have some of that, the green crusty bits and blues down here. Loving the colors. I do too. Color is just a lot of fun to play with. Well, I hope you guys and gals will come back next week. If all goes well, you will get to see a sneak peek of my subscription box. That's my plan. Ooh, I like that. We had a little transfer from the stencil on here. All right, let's put some more color on here. Let's put some white down. Yeah, I'm excited about it, Kylie. I'm trying to work on my shop this week because I've got to figure out how to get the shipping to recognize where you're from. And it's been a challenge trying to get all of that without spending an arm and a leg on the shopping cart side of it. All right. I'm going to pick this one up. Yeah, the metallics do dry faster on the plate. Yes, I would agree with that, Carrie. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this. I noticed that there's something about the properties in the metallics that they dry faster. Let's see how this came out. Oh, my subscription boxes. So the subscription boxes, Austin, I'm going to be featuring calico collage art, a stencil made by me, a custom color of Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, a scrap pack, and it's going to have a ready-made journal and ephemera, so you can make your own journal. It's going to be valued pretty close to $40 and sell for $24.99 plus shipping. And then I'm going to have add-ons where you can buy a complete journal kit of like a digital download, but it's printed on actual paper. And you'll be able to buy add-on glimmer mists that match the kit. And there was something else we're going to add on. Oh, I can't remember the other thing right off the top of my head at the moment. There's so many things that we've been working on. Yeah, that's one of my stencils, Kylie. That's one of my stencils. And if you're wanting any of my stencils, Kylie, convo me on Facebook, since I have my shop set not to go outside the U.S. because I have to calculate shipping. And I can find out how much it costs to ship to you and get one sent to you. All right, so I'm going to add some more white to try to pick up. Well, I may mix some colors. I'm going to do some white. And let's do this tealy color. I don't know. I start to think that I need to clean the plate off. And then it's like, no, I want to add more color. I'm just going to keep going. I don't care if there's crusty bits on here. Those of you that have the plates, do you feel like that? Oh, I need to clean it off. Never mind. Oh, dear. Well, let's get out. I'll get out a stamp. How's that? We've been doing the stencils. Let's do a couple of stamps. And actually, let's do weird shapes. Let's do that. So I've got a couple of things here. This is a piece of cardboard that different sizes of circles is what I was thinking. So why not do something like this? Okay. And then I've got this spool Oh, these are cool. I like it. It's kind of steampunk, and you don't want it to press too hard. You can use a cookie cutter, but you want to use it on the thicker side, not the cutting side, so that you don't damage your gel press. And then look at this one. Oh, this is cool. What do you think of that? Just making your own texture. I like that. And then I've got a cap from a bottle, one of the spray bottles, and it's just small. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm removing paint. And when I remove the paint, it's going to leave a different impression or print when we print this. And it may seem really subtle, but it should change as we work. Thanks, Sharon. I'm pretty excited about the box. I just, it's a work in progress, but I'm pretty excited. It's going to be a neat thing, I think, anyway. So my paint is still pretty wet. And what I'm going to do is kind of do a quick print, because I know that I'm not going to get all of it, but I'm going to try. And I should be able to get a ghost print. That's kind of cool. What do you think of that? Because there's the pink still under there. So the Patreon is different than the subscription box. I was trying to find different ways, because I do all these videos for free on YouTube, that those of you that want to support me could. You can buy things from my shop. You can do the super chat here on YouTube and put whatever dollar amount that you want. And I think I get like 75 or 80% of that. And then on Patreon, you can choose to just follow and see my public posts there, or you can pay, and I have Patreon only content. That's the only way you're going to be able to see it, is if you subscribe over there. And it's going to include tutorials, and I'm also going to do a workshop that's only going to be on Patreon, depending on which level that you're doing. So these are some of the things I'm doing. It's just a way for you to support me. All right, so, oh, cool. What do you think of that? It still had the pink in the background. You're seeing the texture that I removed, but not all of it, just some of it. Those are kind of cool, huh? Like it? So, found objects around the house. Don't throw out that spool of thread when you use it on. I really like this one too, how that one came out earlier. Alrighty, well, I've been on here for an hour and 25, 30 minutes or so. What else you want to see? I think I need, oh, I'm going to try this. No, I'll do this one. This is going to have a little bit of that teal. You can kind of see the texture from before. I'm going to do this one. Let's pull this. You liking it? It's so much fun to do this stuff, and it don't need a whole lot of tools, really. You know, the bubble wrap, using the corrugated cardboard, a few stencils. Shell C, she shows that she makes her own stencils. She just doodles on a piece of chipboard, draws it, and then cuts it out. She'll use a piece of plastic and a hot knife and cut them. I cut my stencils on a Cricut. So it just kind of depends on what you like to do. And I hope that, you know, seeing something like this, you can kind of get an idea and a feel for, yeah, I want to try that. I don't have the products, but I want to try it now after seeing a video, how it works. Or if you already have things and you're like, I still don't know how to use it, that seeing other people play with it, you kind of get an idea of how things are going to come together. Oh, too cool. It's a real pale color. And you can kind of see the circles every once in a while. Isn't that neat? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I still have some more stencils I need to show you guys and gals. So that had a little bit of pink on the plate. I used the spools here and there. So you're kind of seeing that. We did the teal on top and the white. Do you like it? Well, I think I'm starting to lose my audience. You still want me to play? You ready for me to clean up? What would you like? I've got some more stamps here too. I think I want to try some different techniques to see what happens. You know, you don't really know until you try. I'm trying to decide what other, oh yeah. And these are hearts that I made. They're made out of an aluminum can and they're embossed. And I wondered what those would look like. And then I took some transparency film and a paper punch and punched those out. Somebody add some color on here. See, get it out and play. You know, try new things. Yeah, it's messy. I get that. It kind of gets a little messy, but I don't know. There's something so satisfying about being able to say, I made that. That was me. That wasn't a store-bought thing. Oh, I'm getting a booger. Ah, booger. That's what I think is kind of cool too, is to be able to say, I made that. The hearts were made out of an aluminum can. And I thought maybe I could do something like lay them in here and press them down and they would leave an impression. I don't know. That was my thought anyway. Trying different things just to see how it comes out. I don't know. There's just some of these techniques that are just so cool that you can't help but try them. Okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to put one stencil there. And then let's get a different stencil. And put it, move paint over here. Okay. So now I'm going to take a piece of paper and rub. What that's going to do is remove paint from the gel press. And we should get some interesting look here. So this is the back side, not the embossed side. So we're getting a little bit of a transfer there. So now we've got this voided area that we can now add a different color on. All right, I think, let's put this over here. Okay, so we used purple and teal. I like the way that looks. So now let's use some pink. I don't know, there's something about this color combo. I keep saying it. Yeah, through the die cutting machine. I used to make them all the time. They were embellishments for cards that I did a ton of. All right, so I'm adding pink into these holes. And I want different colors up there. So let's see. Oh, I've got this metallic teal. Let's do that on the back side. I shouldn't need a whole lot. Ah! Well, that's not going to work. Not going to work. All right. So we're just going to take those off and see what happens. Okay. And let's do, what color should we put up here? Let's do a pale blue. I hate it when this paint. Yeah, I don't know how else to tell you how to do that, Kylie, if you don't have a die cutting machine. You can hand cut the aluminum shapes. You just won't be able to emboss them. At least not easily. You could probably, if you had it's a metal stamp is what it is what I'm trying to think of, and a hammer, and you press it that way, but you run the risk of the aluminum busting because it doesn't like to be hammered upon. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the stencils. Okay. And I'm going to remove the stencil here. So we're going to get some interesting color here, I think. I don't know. It's just something different. I'm going to take this stamp. Oh, cool. That took some of the color away. Okay, so now we're going to dry it. A rolling pin? Yeah, maybe. I know that I bet you if you Google it or Pinterest it, someone has figured out a way to use those embossing folders without a machine that you put it through. Oh, I know. Do you have a pasta machine? It's a metal thing with a crank on the side and you run your pasta through it. I saw someone showing how they put that, set this wide width on their pasta machine and were able to emboss. So that may be something. It may be a rolling pin. You may have to spray the paper, or not the paper, we're doing metal. You're going to need a lot of pressure for metal. All right, so we're going to put a thick coat of white on here, and I think this is going to be my last print, y'all, unless you have more questions or you want me to do a different color scheme, only because we've been on here for 2 hours almost, and I know y'all have a life. And remember, if you want to come back and watch this, you can go down to the gear, which is down in that lower corner over there. And you can set the speed to 2 times so you can watch it quick. So any of my lives that you missed, you can speed it up and you don't have to watch it at slow speed. All right, so I put white on there to help pick up all of the paint that's on that plate. That's my goal anyway. Did the same over here. Oh, how funny. So Lynn heard the same thing, trying to use the pasta machine. I saw somebody that had a little video of them doing it. Karen, I don't understand what you're asking. Somebody else may. She says, does anyone have a closes mangle? Closes mangle? Are you talking about, is that thing that you hang clothing off of? Oh, you mean like a washboard spinner thingy that you put the clothes through and it's supposed to wring it out? Is that it? Because that's like 1,000,000 years old. All right. Big ironer. Yeah. Clothes wringer, Kylie. Yeah, yeah. Oh, look at this. So I segmented it and I put a stamp in this upper corner. We have all that texture. Do you like that? That's kind of cool. See, yeah, Kylie's like, I don't have one. I can't use something I don't have. Can't use it if I don't have it. Okay, I'm gonna put some more white and I'm gonna put some more teal. There's one thing about this, you can go through a lot of paint fast. So if you have some old paint that you want to get rid of, get your gel press out and just start playing until you run out of paint. You may have to. You may just have to. You know, and now you could probably get like the old Tim Holtz Vagabond at a clearance or something. In fact, I've got a friend that lives here in Oklahoma who's wanting to get rid of her Tim Holtz, but I don't think she wants to pay the shipping because they're kind of heavy. So you might look, Kylie, at wherever you guys list. We have like Craigslist here that we can post things for sale. Sometimes on Facebook, you find stuff. This is going to get more prints out of it. Look at that. Yeah, very old-fashioned. It's 1,000,000 years old. They used to thread wet street shoe through it on a laundry day to squeeze out the water. I thought that's what she was saying. You like that one? Isn't that cool? It's kind of distressed looking. Let's see what this one's looking like. Basically, right now, what I'm doing is just trying to clean my plate off, and whatever happens, happens. So each time I'm getting some interesting colors, and there's still paint on there. All right, let's do this again. I'm going to put a really good coat on this one. And I hope this will be the last time. I had someone comment about my accent that they thought it was a very pleasant, very cowboy accent. I'm a cowboy, y'all. Let's see. I think one time I told y'all that I used to play in the band. So that was getting to know Linda. I used to play in a band, but I am a cowgirl. I used to ride horses and barrel race and go cross country riding and call it trail riding. My horse could open with him. I could be on the horse and be able to open a gate and do stuff like that. I've used to go to all these competitions and have tons of trophies from all that. Yeah. Lovely Malia, she's saying that her die cutting machine was one of her best investments I've ever made. If you buy one, you will use it, especially watching your channel and know your style. I feel that that is one of those tools that is a great tool to have, whatever brand you want. Before you buy it, make sure that it does all the things you want it to do. For example, the Tim Holtz Vagabond, it will do those really thick steel rule dies. It will do the thin dies. It will do the embossing folders. It'll do a lot of different things. What do you think of that one, y'all? That's kind of neat, just the different color. It's real pale. I was given a Gemini, and it just does the thin dies and the embossing folders, and it works great for me. I also have the Tim Holtz Vagabond, and I have an old Big Kick that was the hand crank kind. Oh, I like this. I finally got all the paint off the top. Do you see that? Isn't that yummy? I think that would be a good one. You're very welcome, Kylie. I hope that helps you. I mean, that's what I like to do, is help people. If you're trying to do something, then we'll help you find it. Find a cheaper way. Do the research, you know. See if that's the one you want. Because that's one thing you can't stand, is if you buy something and then that was the wrong one. You should have got a different brand. And then you're all, I wasted money. Look for used. There's a lot of people that get into stuff and then they're like, oh, never mind. That's just kidding. I don't want to do this anymore. That would kill me to spend that much money on a thing and then just say, oh, never mind. I don't want to do it. Like, I spent a lot of money on art supplies. Hey, how are you doing, Rachel? In the description box of this, I have the gel press. That is the one that I recommend. And I went to a gel press workshop when I was at Creativation in January. And that's why I like it, because of what it's made of. It's non-toxic. They've been around forever. They're part of Johnson & Johnson, I believe is who owns them, if I remember correctly. One of those companies. Non-toxic, latex-free. Does not contain any animal products. It's made in the USA. Okay, so Austin, you could put, if you can get the piece of metal to lay flat, you could put a stylus in your Cricut, and then you can tell it to emboss a design on the metal. Okay, but you have to make sure your metal stays flat and it stays on the mat, because you don't want it to get hung up in your machine. Look at that. Fun, fun, fun. I'm still getting transfer because of what was on the stencil. I know I said I was going to be done. I may end up turning this off and keep playing until my husband comes home with dinner. Oh, dear. He said I could just keep going as long as I wanted. You liking it? What else? So, gel press, and I have links in my description box for the 5x7 and the 8x10. Shell C uses the 12x12 one. It's a lot bigger. So that may be an option for you if that's what you're looking for, Rachel. If you use my link and you buy anything else, even if it's not that gel press, I do get credit for it. So if you guys are going to buy something anyway on Amazon, please use my Amazon link, because I get a little bit of money there, and it helps me buy more paint and paper and get some neat tools. And thankfully, I have Carrie to thank for the bigger gel press, because I was just going to play with my little one, and now I get to play with both. All righty. So I'm just picking up color. I don't know why I did it this way. Oh, and my stencil is wet, and I've left it on there too long. And so my paper's peeling. I was talking too much. Talking away. But I think that'll be a neat design right there. What do y'all think? I need to clean my stencil off. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, get the gel press, and it's a 12 by 12 one if you want the big one. All right, so we've got some interesting texture going on here. So let's lift the color. Do I want to do pink? Yeah, I'm stuck on this color scheme, y'all. All right, we got to put a lot of paint on here. See how this one's going to turn out. See if I can be fast enough to get it to come off. You can use cardstock. You can use old scrapbook paper that you hate. It's another great way to use up your stash. I'm really going to burnish this on there. Try to pick up all that paint. Get it all! Hey, Sandy! Yeah, you'll have to watch from the beginning if you're just not getting here. I think I'm about done, y'all. I hope y'all have enjoyed this, and that you'll come back next week to see the subscription box. Oh, that one's cool. Look at that. Do you like it? Do you like it? I think that's cool. All right. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty of this gel plate. I may have to just give up and take it to the sink and rinse it off if I can't get the color off. But we want those crusty bits. We want those crusty bits. I'm gonna do a piece of. Oh, let's do that. I'm gonna do a piece of black cardstock and see how this looks. Just because it'll be heavier. Should really soak up the paint. You say a dry brayer like on the back side of this, you can do that. I'm using a bone folder. The problem with the brayer on the paper, sometimes the paper will move. So I don't know if you're noticing, I'm really trying to hold it into place so it doesn't slide on the gel press. And the problem is I'm not being consistent on my paint thickness. And so I'm not getting all the crusty bits off, because there's still too much paint. So there's on the black, so you're getting that opaque. You're seeing the white. And it's kind of pink and purple. Let's see what happens if we pull another. Maybe dry enough now. So now we're getting just some interesting texture on there. Kind of cool, huh? Like that? I don't know. It's just one of those things that's just fun to sit and play. And what will happen if I did this? You know, there's a lot of white paint on here now. So I'm going to add some more I'm going to add more paint, y'all. Let's see what happens. If I can get it even enough to be able to get all the paint off of here. It's just fun. I don't know. It's just mono printing. No two are ever going to be alike. You can try the same technique, but it doesn't mean it's ever going to do it the same. That's kind of cool as a background. I don't know if you can see the teal to the blue. That's kind of neat. Oh, I still have paint on my brayer. All right, well, I'm still playing. I've got another stamp here. Okay, here we'll do this. This is one of those batik stamps. So let's put that on here a few times. What do you think of that? Not just taking some of the color away. Letting that dry just a little bit. All right, I'm trying something different. I put paint onto my paper here and trying to rub the color in. All right, let's see how this one pulls. Yep, you can clean your brayer under running water. You can also put olive oil on your brayer, and that'll help loosen the paint on it. Oh, my paper wasn't straight. I think I'm finally getting most of the stuff off. I think I got it clean. It's real faint, but do you see the flowers? I like that. That was fun. You know, Austin, I have only seen a couple of hers. I got to see her in person in January, so it was kind of fun to watch her. I love all the little ones that she has, the little round ones. I'm really tempted to take, I've got this, and I didn't even use it today. I've got this 5x5, and I'm tempted to cut it up and see what it's like to use that. Isn't that cool? Well, I'm down to 18. Do you want me to keep playing, or do you want me to go ahead and get off of here? Because I've technically gotten the top of this clean. Kind of neat, huh? All right. You want me to do one more, or you want me to get off here? Which may turn into 5 more. Yeah, Tim is cool too. I met Tim way back before he was famous. And it was so weird because there weren't that many people, men, doing arts and crafts stuff like this. So we were always like, who is this guy? What is he doing? Oh, that's interesting. I like that. Naomi says one more. Naomi said, I know it's early morning for her. She just got up, I'm sure. All right. So let's see what we can do now. I've been doing the blues. Oh, we haven't done red. That's what I haven't done. I'm going to get some reds out here. I've got cherry red and Christmas red. So let's do some red. Rachel says keep playing. Oh, this must be bad paint. Bad paint. Bad. I can tell it's not moving very well. Oh, here we got a brand new one. I got a new red. Okay. This one's relatively new. I got it. Michael's this week has all of their 2-ounce paints for 30% off. Oh, look at that red. So kind of doing 2 shades of red here. Okay, so let's see. Do we want to do the flower again? So what will happen is it will have a red background, and then whatever color we choose to put on top will fill in the flower. How's that? We'll do that. And then we can do yellow, right? So if I do this, it's going to pick up some of the color. I'm going off the sides as well, trying to get some interesting texture, rotating the stamp. Okay, so let that dry for a moment. Clean off my stamp. It's real subtle. It's not real dark. Bye, Cindy. Oh, I'm sorry, Naomi. I hope they feel better. It's no fun to have a sick baby. I'm just trying to dry this a little bit. That's the thing about if you have 2 gel presses, then you can be putting paint on the other one while you're waiting for this one to dry just a little bit. In fact, what I think I'm going to do is this is kind of dry. I'm going to do a lift. I'm going to do a real faint one. I'm not pressing really hard. I'm just barely picking it up. Oh, wow. Look at that. What do you think? You can see this one was the darkest one because I should have probably cleaned the stamp off. But that's kind of cool. All right, so now I'm going to put yellow on here. And let's see what happens with this yellow. It's going to kind of turn orange, I think. All right, gotta work fast. Let's see what happens. Aww. He likes to listen to me. I don't know why, because she said that last time that she was here with him in her lap, and he's just watching. And all of a sudden, I want to say his name is Michaela, but that's not right. I was trying to remember your son's name. It just left me. You like the flowers? The flowers are cool. That is a hand-carved stamp that they use for making batiks. So again, it's a handmade thing. You can't really get the exact same thing over and over because it was handmade. So it's not like if you went and bought one, Rachel, yours is going to be like mine. It's going to be different. OMG. Oh, I love this. Look at that. I knew I was right with yellow and red. Elijah, that's it. I wanted to call him Michaeli or Malachi. I like that. So this is with just the red. Just the red. And then there is the yellow. Oriental, I think it reminds me of Hawaii. Because that is a hibiscus. And they use that a lot in Hawaii. Makish. Okay, Makishka. Okay. You know, Austin, I haven't yet because I've been doing the Franken pages, which were painted pages, not gel press. But I may do one now. I think this one and this one is going to get scanned in. Because look, I've got to get this rotated right so I can see it. You know, where I took a lot of that paint off here. And so that was white. But look how red it is here. Because there was still just enough paint on the gel press, even though I took the paint away. Isn't that neat? I don't know. That's what fascinates me about the gel press is you sit here and you play with it, and it's like, oh, cool. How did I do that? I know how I did that. So let's do that again. What colors do we want to use this time? We did the yellow and the red together. Do we want to do purple? No, because that wouldn't look right. No, let's do hot pink. Let's do hot pink. You need one, don't you, Naomi? It's so cool how this works. And what I like about it is another thing I like about it is you kind of get more than one print that goes together. So if you do it right, like I did with the hibiscus one a moment ago, you get a series that kind of match. Okay, so I'm going to try something different this time. I'm going to stamp and wipe off and wipe off and wipe off. And this should give us a different look. I'm trying to rotate it. Oh, I blubbed. Okay, so that should give us a different look. Let's go ahead and do one in the hot pink. So I'm just going to do a quick lift. Just getting some of that color. Oh, it's going to take more than I thought. That pink lifts a lot better. Look at that. Isn't that cool? No, it won't. It comes out different every time, Austin. Every time. Bye, Gloria. Thanks for being here. You're very welcome. Yes, you don't have to be perfect with the gel press. You just play. Just do. Don't worry about it. Let it happen. It's just paint and paper, y'all. Let's see what happens with this teal color. It's kind of like batiks too, because even though they have a repeating pattern, they're never perfect. They're just unusual and cool. All right, this is going to be the last one, I think, unless y'all beg me to stay. Blue and purple, yeah, that would be another good one. Okay, let's see how this one comes out. My paint was still a little wet, but not bad. You can see a ghost print of it, the hibiscus. So the pink paint, lifting it right after stamping it, it ended up lifting more of it. So you didn't get as much of his impression on there. All right, so now I've got crusty bits going on all over this. Crusty bits. We'll put some more of this teal on here. Let's mix some blue. So we're getting a sea, kind of a sea, under the sea color, as Kylie said earlier. And I think that would look good doing the hibiscus again. What do you think? Hey, Deanna. I'm going to do a full journal with them because I've been making so many of them. I know that I need to start using them, or they're going to plug up my Craftworks here. Oh, dear. Okay, so I've lifted color with that stamp. And I'm going to quickly kind of get a print and see what comes up. Okay, I did this really fast just because I didn't want to get all the color off the plate. What do you think of that? Do you like that? That's kind of cool. Yes, you probably didn't see it, but I used old spools of thread, the spools, and I stamped on one a minute ago, probably half an hour now. Okay, I think I want to do we want to do yellow or the hot pink? I think the hot pink. It's funny because some sessions you do end up all the papers in the same color family. And I don't know why. I guess because you're in that mood. And so that's what you'll play with for a while. I did a whole bunch of orange papers yesterday. No, Saturday. I had to think what day it was. Because I wanted to see how they would turn out. And then another session, I did more blues and teals. Okay, I'm going to let this one set on here. Use my bone folder. Hey, Brenda. I've only been on here for 2 hours. I think it's about time to get off here. But let me show you from a different session. There's a couple of these that turned out really cool. So that was from a different session. And that one. And that one. And I'm trying to dig around here for some. I like this orange I did. That's got orange and a copper in it. So it's got a metallic paint in there. Isn't the diamonds cool? And then this one, I made a rose stencil and did it as a resist. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Okay. Let's see what happens. I've got a whole thing of these. I've got a whole little thing that I filled up. All right, that should be soaked in there pretty good. What some people will do is really coat their gel press, put paper on it, and leave it for like an hour, even overnight. Kind of depends on what you want to do. What do you think of that? Come on, don't flash out. Yeah, you can watch it. When I get done here, it'll be saved. And you can even hit the speed up and listen to me talk really fast. You like it? Well, thanks so much for being here. And if you haven't, for those that are watch this in the replay or maybe that are lurking, you know, please subscribe. And if you like what I do, I'd love to have you leave a comment here. I failed to write down everybody's name to do a drawing. So I will do the drawing off camera because I completely forgot because I was busy doing other things today. Because last week I have some tags that I'm going to be giving away. So here's the tags that I have. So that means if you go to last week's stream and you didn't watch it yet, leave a comment on last week's stream and you'll be entered in the drawing. And I'm going to eat dinner. And if I feel like it when I'm done with dinner, I'll do the drawing tonight. And that'll be posted. I'll put it in the description box of this video and last week's video. And I'll also make a comment on the video for the winners. And if I am friends with you on Facebook, I'll send you a message. Okay. And then next week, I'll mention again who won. And then for today, if you come back and leave me a comment, yeah, I'll do a gel press tag drawing next week. You won't get to see me make the tag unless I do that as part of next week's video. But I'll make some tags using some of the prints today. I may do them off of scanned copies. I may keep the originals. I haven't decided yet. But you'll get a tag. I'll do a bunch of tags next week. And there's 4 this week. So that'll be 4 people. Thank you, Rachel. We made these live last week. I showed them how to make a master board. Hey, Annika. And then we made the tags live. So that was in last week. So definitely go watch last week's if you didn't see it, okay? All right, I'm going to get off here. I think Robin's already left me, and she's the one that I always say, okay, you hang up now. I'm getting off here. I know you just got on, Annika, but I hope you'll watch the replay. You can also hit the little cog, the little gear in the corner, and go through it in 2-speed if you want. Okay? All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. This was a fun session. And if you have an idea of what you want me to do in a live stream, definitely come back and leave a comment on this video, and I will see if that's something I can do. Bye, Melissa. Have a great night or day or whatever it is for everybody. It's you hang up first, okay? You hang up. So, no, you hang up. Thanks, Austin. It's funny because you called me Lisa, and I get called that all the time. Oh, I'm so glad he's napping. Good, good, good. Take that opportunity. No, you hang up, Kylie. All right, well, I'm going to get off here. Y'all have a fabulous night. Again, thumbs up, comment below. Go to last week's video, leave a comment to be entered in the drawing, and I get to wash. Look at that. You know that I'm an artist because my hands are dirty. I know, Austin. Love you lots, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support and being here. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all take care, okay? Bye-bye. 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 I'm going away. We're going away. All right. Y'all take care. Thanks, Rachel. I appreciate it. All right. I'm hitting the end button now. Bye, Deanna. So glad you were here. Bye.